Baba Kalyani, CMD at Bharat Forge, to talk about their earnings. Mr. Kalyani, morning. Your second consecutive quarter of above estimate results. What's leading the sharp turnaround in your operations?
Well, I think, as we have said before, we are paying a lot of attention to our costs, a lot of attention to improving productivity. We have done the same thing in our business in Europe. And fortunately, the European market has held up reasonably well. So all these factors have helped us have a good quarter two results.
Can you walk us through your domestic business and especially what is happening to the CV business?
You know, it's very unfortunate that the CV business is seeing the lowest levels that at least I have seen for the past 6-7 years in the last quarter. And there is simply no uptake in this market at all. We are hearing a lot of things in terms of large infrastructure projects and other projects being brought on track. So hopefully with that you should see some movement on the CV business, especially on trucks that are used in mining and construction. But September was a very poor month, I would say.
But there has been expansion in your margins, Mr. Kalyani, for the last 2 quarters. Where do you see the margins settling at on a consolidated basis? For the second quarter, they were at about almost 26.5%.
Yeah, I think we've done reasonably well there. And as I said earlier, it's largely been getting our costs down. In the Indian standalone business, of course, we have had tailwinds of the currency. That has helped improve margins on the export side. But fundamentally, it's been getting our costs down. If you look at our cost structure, our operating margins have improved in the manufacturing side, both here as well as in Europe. And I think I'm quite confident that we will be able to maintain margins at this level.
Give us a breakup of how your Indian as well as overseas business has grown.
The Indian business has largely grown on the back of exports. The domestic markets, as far as our Indian business is concerned, actually has contracted because of the contraction in the medium and heavy commercial vehicle space. And on the export side, our strategy that we put in a few years ago to get into non-automotive space, to get into industrial products, I think is really helping out. And as we move forward, we will see more and more traction in this area. We are getting a lot of new business. We have now got into the Indian railways. Similarly, we're getting into the railway locomotive business in Europe, in the United States. And these are the kind of things that we had put our bets on in terms of creating a manufacturing platform and, trying to access these markets. And I think it's going to help us a lot.
So do you not see demand environment picking up when it comes to the domestic market? And do you think the volumes in the domestic market would only be aided by exports?
Well, as of quarter two, we haven't seen demand picking up in the domestic market. Going forward, there is some indication that the demand might pick up. But, as far as we are concerned, we don't see any visible signs yet. I hope they will come.
So give us a breakup of your sales. You've reported a top line of about 870 crore for the quarter gone by. How much has come from domestic market and how much has come from exports? And at what rate your export market is growing or export business is growing, and at what rate your domestic business is degrowing?
You see, if you look at quarter-on-quarter basis, between quarter one and quarter two, our domestic market contracted by about 4.4%. And our export market went up by 16.7%. So that's on a quarter-on-quarter basis. If you look at on a year-on-year basis, the domestic market contracted by almost 7%. And the exports was negative by 0.7, almost flat. But if you look at the domestic market, which should come back hopefully at some point in time, in the next few quarters. But I don't see some immediate pickup in this business, especially in the commercial vehicles.
The capital good vertical, you diversified in that business about 4 or 5 years ago. So far, the benefits of that diversification are not visible. Are you committed to run that business, or now you're thinking twice?
No, they are very much visible. I mean, I think if you look at our figures, if we had not done that, we would be in some great difficulty. And I think largely the margin expansion also comes because if you look at what we supply to the capital goods industry, normally has a better margin than what we supply to the automotive sector. So I think that story is pretty much intact, and I think it's something that's going to help us going forward in our strategy to be a well-diversified manufacturer of metallurgical products.
Mr. Kalyani, so, I mean, what does one gauge out of the performance this time around and the past quarter? Because you've had 2 strong quarters. Would it be fair to assume that you're going to up your growth guidance for FY15?
Well, I don't give guidance because, unfortunately, we operate in a highly volatile global market. As you know, our company is very diversified, both in terms of geography and in terms of products. But all I can say is we are a lot more confident today than what we were a few quarters ago.
The promoters have hiked stake as well this quarter, Mr. Kalyani. Are you considering purchasing more stake during the course? And B, do you see the valuation of your share below the fair value or at attractive valuations currently? You've risen a good 40% in the last 2 quarters.
Well, yeah, I think we've had a good run, and I hope, going forward, it will continue. Yeah, we have increased our stake. I think as opportunities will present themselves, we will look at it. But right now, we are at the end of our limits in terms of what is allowed.
What about BF Utilities? I'm just going to take a slight detour. Markets are excited about the kind of land bank BF Utilities is sitting on. You won a court case. What is the future for BF Utilities now?
Well, the future is good. I've never doubted the future, but as you know, in this country, any business, especially in the infrastructure space, business connected with land, not only for us, for anybody for that matter, has always had all kinds of roadblocks and issues. So I hope slowly these roadblocks will go away and we will get back to running a business the way it needs to be run.
News flow we should expect from BF Utilities now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed your answer. My question is that what kind of news flow should we expect from BF Utilities now?
Well, I think, the news flow is already there. We have a lot of issues in court. I think we are slowly getting untangled. We are working with the government there. Our toll income is increasing. So things are beginning to fall in place.
Javis, in the near term, we keep on, picking up all kind of names when it comes to BF Utilities.
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Any joint ventures? Because we keep on picking up buzz that BF Utilities could enter into a joint venture, sometimes with a corporate group, sometimes with a software company.
No, I don't think there is any credence to that. We have a lot of PE investors who are investing in that business at the business level, and that is fundamentally to get enough funds to get that business on a growth path. But other than that, at least I have not heard of any.